How you doing, YouTube squad? Welcome to my channel. YouTube can be great. This is the marriage medicine review. I'm gonna do this real quick because I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, the most important stuff you need to know, because it's getting late and I'm tired as hell. I just want to give you this so y'all can keep it and then take my ass to bed. So we're gonna start off with scene one. So we got Quad says that she didn't Quad and Heavily in the car. They didn't show all the people at their houses, but this is the most important one. Quad and Heavily in the car. Quad tells Heavily this fake ass shit that she didn't know that they left the party, that she must have talked about Sister Circle too much. I'm like, bitch, bye. You want to sit up here and do what you always do, throw stones and hide your hands and pretend like you weren't throwing shade at these girls when you invited them to their party. What they supposed to do, stay there and watch you dog their ass out? Whatever. I would have walked out that party and they were right for walking out. But then they show Contessa and Scott. They're talking about their marriage, and Contessa is saying their marriage is slowly falling apart, that they're just existing with each other. Contessa also let us know that she missed all her 3 children's birthday parties. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn. She said that she's been an absentee parent and that she's been neglectful, and she's been a neglectful parent. And to compensate for that, she wants to throw this lavish ass party for the kids, like a carnival type party that's supposed to cost them $15,000, and that the kids are supposed to be remember this to the day that they die, to compensate for the time that she missed with them. That shit don't make no damn sense. Contessa wants to spend $15,000 on a party to make up for the time that she lost with her kids in one day. Bitch, bye. That shit don't make sense. Y'all are just throwing money at this little fixes. I get why Scott was pissed off, because you're telling me you didn't miss your kids' birthday parties, all 3 of them, not just one. All 3. You didn't been neglectful. You were an absentee parent. They keep flashing back to the kids, and the kids saying that they don't even remember her after she's gone. They're so little. I think her youngest is like 5 years old. And you want to sit here and throw this party for $15,000 thinking it's going to fix it. And meanwhile, you and your husband are having a fucked up ass marriage right now. Y'all don't want to talk to each other about it. It's like she's talking to Scott and he's walking away from her, not even listening to her. And he's talking to her and she's having an attitude. It's like they're so disconnected right now. They're just doing little things here that just to put on this facade, but it's not making any sense to me what they're doing. And right now I think they're dumb as hell for doing all this stuff, but she had a party planner to do all this, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what a waste. The next scene, we got Heavenly, Quad going to this restaurant type bar place or whatever the case is, and we find out later that Heavenly did fix her ass up on a blind date. The flashback with Heavenly telling Quad that there's a few guys who are interested in her, and she apparently found 2 dentists. But let's start with dentist number 1. It was a guy named I don't know his damn name, what it was, but they flash back to Heavenly talking to him, Quad, about wanting to set on a blind date, and she knows a couple people, and Quad said, is he handsome? And Heavenly's shady ass says, it's relative. When somebody tells you it's relative, when you ask them if a person is handsome, that means that they are not handsome at all, and they're doing this nice thing of not calling the person ugly or not saying they're unattractive or it's not their type. She said it's relative. Okay, well, here it is. This man comes walking up, and Heavenly was right. It is relative. Because Quad on her confessional said that he's not the type of guy that she would ever go for, and neither would I, even though he's a well-successful man. But we find out that his credit ain't good. Even though he's a dentist, he didn't have a child, that he just had like a one-night stand type child. He was dating somebody for 4 years and it worked out. She flew by one day. He said he knocked her up, but he hadn't seen his son or his child for a whole year. And I'm just thinking, this is a mess waiting to happen. And why would you marry somebody or get in a relationship with somebody who's already coming here sharing all the drama, and the fact that they don't have they're a good handle on their finances as a dentist? Because he said that he don't want to talk about his credit. And I'm like, whatever. Then as this conversation is going on and Quad's asking him about his temperament, he said, I'm a lion and a lamb. She said, well, how's a lion? He said, it's not good at all. But while this is going on, Heavenly gets up and says, I gotta go use the restroom. As she's walking towards the restroom, she walks into a whole nother guy, completely opposite in looks, the way like these are just 2 extremes, but they're both dentists. They're both, the other one's, the second guy is a millionaire, and she says that she had 2 men out here to meet Quad, but she set it up wrongly, so they were both having a blind date at the same damn time. And Heavenly, instead of saying, you know what, let me wait for this first date to be over, she brings man number 2 on the date with the first man. I'm like, what kind of shitty ass, you got Quad now on 3 dates. She on a date with Heavenly and the first guy and the second guy at the same time. I'm like, this is embarrassing. So Quad gets up and walks and says she wants to go to the bathroom because this shit is crazy, and I think it is. So she's going to the bathroom, and as she's going in the bathroom, this first guy, the one that's she says is unattractive with bad credit and a kid, takes his ass into the girls' bathroom to go and talk to Quad, and kicks out all the other girls that were in the bathroom out so he can go ahead and have a conversation with Quad. I'm like, this is the ladies' room, bruh. What the hell? And he says, when I want something, I go and get it. So I just want to make sure, because I'm about to head out, because he knows this shit is crazy too. So I want to make sure I say bye to you before I leave. You couldn't wait until she came out of the bathroom to come and see you and then say goodbye and excuse yourself. You had to go into the female's bathroom. You couldn't even at least knock and say, hey, Quad, let me talk to you. Like, how? The first guy had me no. It's a big no. But then she goes back to the table. The second guy is there. And she's asking him, do you have any kids? He said he got 2 kids. One of them is an adult. Both of them are adults, actually. I think 26-year-old, 23-year-old, and an 18-year-old. And he said, you know, he'd been married for like 14 years or something like that. I don't know how long. He said he'd been married for a while. And Quad says, you know, why did you get a divorce? And the guy is feeling himself. He's like, you know, I was trying to get her from one place to another. She had the ambition I needed her to get. She didn't have. I was trying to elevate her as the person. I was like, what the fuck? Who says that at a freaking date the first time I meet you, that you're trying to elevate somebody? What makes you think that it's your job to elevate me? What makes you think that you are qualified to elevate me as an individual? And then that's what you're telling people, that because you say you're trying to tell people the reason we got a divorce is because I was incapable of being, you know, having the same ambition, going to the next level as you feel like you have achieved because you're a millionaire. And Quad says, don't you think you're full of yourself? He says, no, I'm confident. No, that's arrogance. And that is not an attractive arrogance. His arrogance, the sexy as hell, like strong man. And he says he's a strong man, but the way that he was coming off was like he was full of himself and full of shit, because he is acting like he holds no blame. When people get divorces, there are 2 sides to every story. And a lot of times when you talk to people who have gone to divorce, they always blame the other person. Oh, it's this person's fault. But then you talk to the person, you find certain things about them that could have contributed to that divorce. This man is taking no responsibility or saying no mistakes he must have made. He just said that he's trying to build his wife up and she didn't want to get built up. Fuck out of here with that nonsense. You're full of shit. But the date's over. They asked Quad, would you date any of them? Quad said, no, I wouldn't date either one of them. Not the one with bad credit and a baby mama issue, or the one who hasn't seen his son that can come into the ladies' room. And I damn sure won't date this guy who thinks that he's going to be the one to get me to the next level, the way that he's putting it. Hell no, it's going to be the next Akbar from Love and Hip Hop. We got scene 3. You got Buffy going to see Dr. Simone. She said that she had lumps under her arms for 6 months and that her last mammogram was 2 years. Here's the problem when you find out that you have lumps under your arms. She said that she didn't have it checked out for 6 months, but she also lets us know that she has a history of cancer and hypertension and all these illnesses in her family. And her mother was recently diagnosed with cancer, and rare cancer, the year before, even though she fought it. And that she's had family member die of cancer. So with that knowledge, Buffy, why the hell would you wait for 6 months to go and check yourself out? Because early detection is what helps fight the illness, because if they catch it early, they can get rid of it before it even happens. But she chose not to get that tested. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, Buffy, you are 41 years old. As she said, she is 41 years old. And you did not think that if you have 2 lumps growing underneath your arms by your titties to go and get that checked out, was you going to wait till it spreads? I was not impressed with Buffy, who has this idea about herself that she's intelligent, that she's smart, and she's hardworking, she's a businesswoman. For me, somebody that intelligent to make such a decision that was so juvenile and kind of extremely irresponsible, it was shocking to me. I get the fears there. I would never want to find out something about myself that could cause me, be a life and death situation. But if there's a chance that I can go and find out and catch the issue before it becomes worse, that I can actually save myself, that is an opportunity that I would take, especially when money is not something that you say is an issue for you. You got the money to get it right. You just need to get the diagnosis done. And you're 41. You ain't that young for you to be sitting here behaving the way that you behave. So Dr. Simone handled her very well, professionally, as a doctor should, and just let her know that at her age, she's supposed to be getting those tests done, and that it may be extra tissue under her titties, but they're going to have her do a mammogram and all that stuff to make sure that she's safe. The next thing, you got Dr. Jackie and Curtis checking out a new location for Dr. Jackie, because she has a hospital now. She's getting, a hospital is getting more patients, and she needs bigger space. And Curtis is going with her to do all this. Look, and I'm thinking to myself, Jackie, Curtis cheated on your ass because you weren't able to spend time with him. Now you're telling me you're getting a bigger office to have more patients, and you're telling him that he's supposed to come and now work for you. What's he going to do? Sit up here, that's how he's going to spend time with you? Work with you under the patients? I feel like Jackie is slowly reverting back to the old behavior that she had prior to this man cheating on her, and I feel like it's going to continue to be that way. She ain't learned her lesson. She's doing more. She has the book now. She has the sex toy thing she's trying to do with the book. She has this going on. She has that going on. And she's using the excuse that because she doesn't have a child, she's busying herself, but you still have a marriage going on. I don't like how Dr. Jackie's moving. I'm very proud of her for doing good for herself, but I feel like it might be, it might bite her in the ass the way she's going about it. I feel like she needs to kind of balance it out a little bit more, because taking Curtis to the office with you is not spending time. It's just not. Then you got scene 5. Dr. Contessa's guilt party's going with the carnival. However, she's pissed off because this party starts in 40 minutes and nothing's like really done. The decorations are still missing. Her makeup's not done. People are going to be showing up. She's like literally nagging everybody, telling them to move the car. She's also nagging Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott is moving around. You can tell there's a huge distance there. He's not even trying to listen. She's just walking away. They're just doing the bare minimum to tolerate each other. It's so obvious. Like, it's really sad. Then the party begins. They got this, it's like a whole circus, but it is a carnival. They got, cotton candy there. They got rides there. Dr. Heavenly showed up, gets on one of the cars and gets wet and looked like she got pissed on her ass walking around. All these kids, like 100 kids in one house, trying to jump into a pool, playing with toys. They got somebody doing nails. They got all these jugglers and all these crazy things. You had everything there that needed to be there for a kid to enjoy themselves. However, it was too the fuck much. The kids enjoy themselves, yes, but they would enjoy themselves more spending time with mom as well. You didn't need to have this big of a lavish thing that costs you $15,000. They don't know how much it costs. The kids are not going to appreciate the cost because they're too young to know. All they needed was something small for you to, spend time with it. You didn't need all this stuff to be done because they don't know how much it costs. You're not going to come to them when, years later when saying, why I spent $15,000 when you were 5 years old at a carnival party for you. Do you remember? Like, I feel like Contessa did this as some other distraction from her marriage because she's miserable. She said that her and her husband aren't fucking. They come into the room. They stay at different sides of the bed. They don't talk. They're always fighting. Dr. Scott said she was bitching at her the night before. And even as the party's going, you got Dr. Scott venting to Cecil about how he don't want to go to counseling. He don't think it's that bad. You got Contessa venting to all the other ladies about what's going on in her marriage, saying that things are pretty bad. It is just awkwardness at its finest. All the kids are just running around and you just have all these mess going on. Buffy comes on and let us know that she also wanted a family, but her husband is saying, now I'm looking at all this mess. I'm happy we don't have any kids. But Buffy really wants kids herself, but she doesn't want it to be this chaotic situation. Contessa's running around and she's like, oh my gosh, my kids are having fun. They don't even want to say hi to me. Then Dr. Scott picks up one of the kids trying to cut the cake and spins the kid around and the kid's foot hits her and she backs up and she goes in the confessional. He didn't even see me. Girl, why don't y'all talk to each other instead of at each other? And don't tiptoe around each other, because she also said that whenever they have problems, they don't discuss it. They just throw it under the rug and they just walk away and let bygones be bygones. But that's not how you're supposed to handle things in a marriage. You have to have a healthy communication for it to progress. Just throwing things under the rug is not good enough, and hiding it with this big ass lavish useless carnival party is not going to do it. So everybody shows up, they enjoy themselves, they spend a lot of money, they go. Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott, after they didn't talk to everybody, decide to come around each other and still doing what they're doing. Beating around the bush and not getting straight to the point. Like, let's just go ahead and try to work it out the best we could. They agree, I guess, to go and see a counselor, because I guess the next episode they showed they did go to see a counselor. And that's how that worked out. But Buffy did go after the party. The next thing we had is Buffy decided to go see the mammogram, Dr. Pettiford, regarding her breasts. She wanted to get the mammogram. Simone was nice enough to go with her and, have her go through the exam. And what we learned about Buffy in this episode is her crying in the confessional, saying that she did try to have children. She tried IVF, she tried everything, and that she was not able to have kids. And that's something that's been bothering her so much as she's going through this life. This is what she wants. And I'm just sitting here praying that she don't have cancer. I mean, Buffy gets on my nerves, and I don't like how she puts herself up above everybody else and she's uppity and she's stuck up her ass. But cancer is a serious thing and I don't want her to have it. And that's how the episode ends. We did learn, because we saw the next episode with Jackie doing her speech about breast cancer and saying how she's a survivor of breast cancer. She outed Buffy as infertile on a freaking microphone. Jackie, what the hell were you thinking when you... Oh my God, I don't know what's going on with Jackie. I don't know what's going on with her, but that's what she did. Then we got, we got the next episode. We saw that they're going to travel and they're going to be fighting over who gets the suite, and they're going to do this funny dances with each other, all the wives. And I mean, it's going to be interesting. But I think that one incident with Jackie outing Buffy is infertile on a microphone in front of people is going to be something that causes a fight between Buffy and Jackie as the season moves forward. Because for me personally, that crossed the line. That is none of your business. You gonna get up on a microphone and you going put my business out there and tell people that I am infertile as a woman when you know I want a family. That's some bullshit. But anyway, please like and subscribe, ring the notification bell, so you can get news and tea when I post it. And I hope you guys have a good evening. Bye.